As we know, we have the speaker for the day is Shri M.S. Gupta, former DGP, Madhya Pradesh cadre. Sir has worked for crime-free India. We know in our country, year on year, the crime rate increases only. Here, we cannot expect only the police to control the crime. The people should join hands and the people should be educated on that. Sir will speak on these aspects today. Principal ADG, sir, over to you, sir. Sir can introduce our speaker for the day, sir.
Yes. Respected Mr. Gupta, I have the honor to introduce you, sir, today to all my participants. Am I audible, sir? Hello, Nalini, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir is a BTech Mechanical Engineering, MTech Industrial Engineering, and MBA in HR, Finance and Marketing. Sir has MA degree in Public Policy and PG Diploma in Human Rights and Disaster Management. Various levels in the police department in Madhya Pradesh as ASP Bhopal, SP Tikamgarh, Mandla, Guna, Bhopal. Sir has also worked in railways, in railway police as SP level and then additional DG and special DG level. Sir has worked in CID department and has also worked as IG operations CRPF in the terror-infested Kashmir. Sir has worked as DG Home Guards, Civil Defense, and lately as in police reforms. Sir has got 13 medals and commendation in his career. The notable being President Medal for Gallantry, President Medal for Distinguished Service, President Medal for Meritorious Service, Parakram Medal, Internal Security Medal for Naxal area, Difficult Service Medal for Kashmir, and Simhast Jyoti Medal 2016. Sir has also got the award of MP Government E-Governance Award for All India GRP Help App and Investigation Support System 2014-15, FICCI Award for Smart Policing for GRP Help App and Investigation Support System 2017, FICCI Award for Smart Policing for Disaster Command and Monitoring System 2017. Sir has done special work in command post system with spectrum of technologies to handle all kind of operations, especially in terrorism affected areas of Kashmir. Sir has made a web-based response monitoring and help system as special DGP railways for railways. Sir has also made web-based disaster emergency command and response monitoring system with the active participation of all stakeholders to minimize the loss of life in case of disaster. Presently, sir is working on as a crime-free Bharat through automated investigation support system with the capability to detect almost all the offenses across the country with 5 certainties. The basic aim, during my interaction with sir, I have realized that he's extremely passionate about investigation through IT and computers so that our manpower are free to handle the actual work. Presently, they get overloaded with a lot of data management, lot of other work which can be easily given to computers. With these words, I request Sir Mr. M.S. Gupta to kindly enlighten us with his vision of crime-free Bharat. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Navneet, and thank you, Nalina, for introducing to your officers. I am very sure this will be a mutually beneficial session. At outright, I would like to say that we are not really talking of something. Crime-free means zero crime. When we say crime-free, means there will be very urgent to be felt. The system is woven around a sort of a concept as you know that policing is a largely state subject. Since during preparation in civil services, all of us, we study constitution. So I'm very sure you must be aware there are the 3 lists in Schedule 7. List 1 that is for central government, list 2 that is for state government, and there's a 3rd list called concurrent list. I hope, could you recall your days of when you appeared in examination, and I'm very sure you must have read about these lists.
Yes, sir.
I'm
Yes,
looking for response. Are you familiar with that? That will
Yes,
make
sir.
my job little easier.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Oh, great. So, it is largely believed that policing is only mentioned in entry 2 of. So, policing and bulleting, as per the detail given in entry 2, it is largely responsibility of state government. And when we conceived the idea of crime-free Bharat, there was a problem that there should be some statutory provisions must come to support us. Because without constitutional provision, we would not be in position to carry it on a solid foundation. So while I was looking at the constitution, luckily I got one entry in list 1 also. And this entry is called entry 65C. It says that scientific and technical assistance for investigation and detection of crime, it is the responsibility of Government of India. So under entry 65C, list 1, schedule 7, it is the constitutional responsibility of Government of India to devise ways and means for the scientific and technical assistance in investigation and detection of crime. So, as to put the system or framework on a solid statutory foundation, I created one draft act, that is National Authority for Scientific and Technical Assistance for Investigation and Detection of Crime. As I have already 65C of is intended to provide a very important whether the presentation can also be pinned so that I can have a look on that.
Yes, Balaji, please start the presentation.
Yes, sir.
So should we show the presentation simultaneously?
Yeah, that will be better. That will be better. Yeah.
And whenever you want a slide to be changed, you just tell Balaji, he will change the slide, sir.
Okay, next. So, as you can see on your screen, we are suggesting a national authority for scientific and technical assistance in investigation of detection of crime. And it is a very important tool to maintain the federal balance of power. So we do not intend to suggest anything which is tilting balance in favor of center. It is not something like NIA where the power or policing power is getting shifted to the center. So we are very, very sensitive that the federal arrangement of the distribution of the power with policing must maintain as it is in favor of state government. Then it is saying that at present, as you know, lot many things because of complicity of lower functionary, maybe in police department or maybe in court, lot many sensitive documents, they fall in the hand of the defense lawyer. They get the copy of a statement, they get the copy of FIR even at the much early stage than the challan. So, and police officer, you must have seen various press conferences in which police officer, he is, just to get little credit, he divulges very important facts to press, and sometimes maybe to criminals. So there is a need of a strong body, a strong authority, which should guarantee privacy to normal citizens. So this act is guaranteeing privacy to the citizens, and the raw data will not fall in the hand of investigating officer. Later on, I will explain how it working. How an ordinary investigating officer he can do a very smart investigation in which he would be in position to detect almost 100% of offenses, and not only he would be in position to detect offenses, but he would be in position to gather plenty of evidences, and that too with infallible evidences, because all evidences they will be backed with the 3 certificates: the certificate of admissibility, certificate of integrity, and certificate of chain of custody. These are 3 important factors which defense lawyer always try to exploit to create some confusion in the mind of court, and thereby trying to gain some favor, some confusion, and try to tilt the balance in their favor and try to procure acquittal to their advantage. So this crime-free Bharat, it is a bundle of technologies, bundle of concept, bundle of law. It is not providing raw data to the police officer, because this raw data requires a lot of technical knowledge. It requires a lot of analysis. So that analysis will be done by the artificial intelligence. It will be done by the 21 technology working at the back end. And if anything is of the evidence value, it will be immediately tagged with the integrity certificate, admissibility certificate, and chain of custody certificate, making it almost infallible. If the piece of information is need to be converted in some kind understood by a written document could be understood by any layman, any general person. Forget about police officer. Even any general person will be in position to understand that, and it will be having some kind of compliance module or support module, which will help investigating officer to capture those evidence which are intended in investigation lead. While capturing those evidences, it is capturing performance of IO while capturing those evidences, and that will be converted into a performance index, which later on can be used for channelizing the energy of police officer. So there would be not only certainty of reporting, there will not be only certainty of detection, but there will be certainty of conviction through plenty of evidences. So that is the need of hour. That is the need of hour. Next. Yeah. So while we talk about the certainty of reporting of cognizable offense, the greatest challenge which we are facing at the moment, that is how to report a case. It is a general experience of, I think, each one of us, including our kith and kin. Getting FIR register is getting day by day very difficult, and there's a lot of political interference. There's a lot of interference, and there's not only interference. There's a lot of reluctance on the part of the police officer to register cognizable offense, because they view crime as a burden. Hello.
Yes, sir. We can hear you, sir. Hello, we can hear you, sir.
You
are audible, sir. You are audible.
I have to do something. Great. Hello. Am I?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Audible.
Audible, sir.
Audible.
I think there's some problem with my video part of it.
No, sir.
I am visible also. Am I visible?
So the
Yes,
PPT is visible. PPT is visible. Sir is not visible.
Sir is also visible, sir. Sir, it has gone to the side, sir, because
Acha. Okay.
the screen is. Sir, we are able to see, sir, and hear. No problem, sir. Sir can continue.
So whether I need to adjust my screen because I am unable to see. So whether I need to adjust something or it is fine.
So fine, sir. Whenever there is a problem, we'll tell, sir. Now it's totally okay, sir. No problem.
I am absolutely in crisis situation. My system is not working. So feel that still will try to make it to the best level possible.
Yes.
So I was saying that reporting of a crime is a big challenge, and that prompted the Supreme Court to give a judgment in Lalita Kumari versus State of UP that if the complainant gives information about any cognizable offence, registration of offence is a kind of a responsibility which police cannot refuse. And then Supreme Court, the apex court of the country, gave 4 or 5 judgment in sequence. And the purpose of was giving that sequential judgment to give some kind of the guarantee to the normal citizen that the cognizable offence. And the same judgment, confusion about whether it is cognizable or not. Police in certain cases can conduct inquiry, but that inquiry is not the investigation. It is inquiry to ascertain whether the cognizable offence is made out. Despite the very clear-cut and very powerful judgment of the court, situation on ground is still absolutely bad. And getting FIR registered, I hope that audience, the August gathering, I think would agree with me that getting FIR registered in a Thana is getting day by day difficult.
Yes.
Do you agree with this observation?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So the system is coming with this, if we can say system, we can say mission, we can say model, we can, whatever way in the name we want to talk about it, because it is bundle of everything. It is has created a kind of a citizen app with n number of the feature. We will focus first on the say reporting of crime feature. So he can report crime through the app, and app is having the bundle of artificial intelligence and technology. So it is in position to capture all ingredients by interaction through that component and convert into an FIR. That FIR, then that same AI component will apply the sections which would be applicable in that particular case. So any legally acceptable FIR, it will be having 4 components. Component number 1, there should be report of cognizable offence. The second, there should be application of the sections and application of a particular act under which that offence is made out. Then third element, there should be signature of complainant, and then fourth element, there should be signature of SHO. Unless these 4 elements are complete, no document can be said as a legally acceptable FIR. So the system is helping out to capture content of FIR. It is applying sections, and then it is offering up to so anyone just put his signature on the screen, and that will be captured and will be logged with the date, time, and location stamp. It will be encrypted. It will be protected with the hash value and blockchain technology. Then the whole thing, whole stuff is through Citizen portal. It is landing on CCTNS portal of the SHO having the jurisdiction to take cognizance. While we were developing and designing the system, somebody said that how can you force SHO to put his signature? He is not a robot. He may be having the reasons to refuse. I said, all right. So we provided him, if he agrees and puts his digital signature, it will become FIR. And this will be for the first time that FIR is created within the system. Before that, whether it is in UP or Kerala or anywhere else, it is not a FIR in true sense, because or even that FIR which is being filed in CCTNS. So CCTNS computer is being used as a typewriter. We put all the detail of FIR. Then we take the print out, and there will be signature of complainant, and there will be signature of SHO. Then it becomes a FIR. So FIR which is being registered in the CCTNS, it is the FIR which is born out of the system, not within the system. What the system which we made in this, the FIR will be created inside the system, because signature is also inside the system. SHO signatures are also inside the system, not outside. It's not on a piece. Look for the first scenario when SHO agrees with the content and he puts his digital signature and it becomes FIR. The moment he puts his signature, the backward linkages will take it to the complainant, and it will be available on his app all the time. So he need not to remember any ID, he need not to do any that kind of the things which generally people recommend. Okay, please note down your complainant number, this, that. Rather, it will be sitting as an icon on his mobile, and the moment he click on that icon, he will get the present status of his case. The system has been designed in such a way he can get the feedback about his experience and interaction with the volunteer, his experience about interface with the police officer, and if you want to give the feedback or suggestion, even that is has been enabled in the system. So the system in this system, complainant not only will be filing his FIR and the cognizance will be taken, but at the same time he is getting the authority to grade the type of services being provided to him. He is having the authority to give suggestion in favor of his case, and that will be taken care by the system, and it will be converted in lead where he doesn't agree with the complainant, and he is having, and he has to have certain valid reason to say so. So he has to then record those valid reasons in there, and the moment after recording reasons he puts his signature, system will take it to the SP, and as the law says that SP is having original legal responsibility under section 154(3), that if complaint is not registered by SHO, then anybody can approach SP. SP shall not only take cognizance, but he can either investigate himself or he can entrust investigation to any of his subordinates. So here I would like to further press that SP need not to send that any input for me. No, okay. So I think he is trying to resolve some problem at the back end. So SP under section 154(3), if he marks it to any of his subordinate, that subordinate will have the original power as legally mandated of a station house officer. So it is a very, very powerful section which is giving this much of the power to the SP. and SP really needs to the same who is responsible for denial of that FIR. Now let's look for a situation when even SP is not agreeing. SP is having, then SP has to record his reasons also. The moment SP will record his reason with the whole stuff, the system will reach out to complainant, and he will say, hey, whatever you told me, that discloses cognizable offense. There's no doubt about it. But SHO is having some reasons. Please have a look at that. SP is also having certain reasons. Please look at that. Now, at this stage, I would like to know whether you reported the content to me correctly, whether you would like to pursue it further. Now, let's presume, after looking at the comment of SHO and SP, he discovers that he is caught and his content is having or it's not correct. And if he decides not to pursue, the system will generate a warning. You will be prosecuted. So those system is helping out in getting FIR registered and get the case investigated. But if it is a false case, the same system will prosecute complainant. Now, let's presume that he has made a right kind of complaint and he intend to pursue it. So if he intend to pursue it, system will generate one affidavit, and that affidavit could be digitally signed by complainant, and then whole stuff is taken. Earlier we had taken the stuff through the CCTNS route. Now there is another network is available, and which is being used by the police. That network is called ICJS, Interoperable Criminal Justice System. I hope you people have heard about it, ICJS.
No, sir, I had not heard.
Okay. So in Madhya Pradesh, now all challans, they are being submitted to the court through this ICJS. Rather, High Court of Madhya Pradesh has taken a decision that they will not accept any challan from police unless it is routed through the ICJS. So as the good luck would have it, this ICJS has come for me, and we will use the same ICJS to reach out to the magistrate who is having jurisdiction. And magistrate under section 156(3) of CRPC, read with section 190 of CRPC, to decide the case, and it is specifically meant if the police department is refusing to take cognizance, magistrate can chip in to order registration as well as investigation. So the system will help out magistrate to discharge this legal responsibility, which is already bestowed on them under section 156(3), and he would be once he puts his signature, once he gives his verdict, then it will become a FIR, and police has to investigate that. Now let's imagine a further situation that even magistrate is also having some reasons not to take cognizance. So he has to give a verdict, and that verdict would be about the non-registration. Oh no, the case is not made out for the registration. The system is again taking it back to complainant. Hey, have you reported it wrong to us? If it is a wrong, then system will initiate action against the complainant under section 211 and 182 of IPC. Let's presume that complainant says, no, I don't agree with the magistrate and I am right. Then system will ask, okay, please give evidences, and system will try to capture those evidence, and again it will be having another affidavit, which will be again digitally signed by complainant, and then it will be taking it to the High Court. The purpose of elaboration that we are offering this kind of certainty to the normal citizen, and thus this system into MP, I think SHO would not be misusing his discretion, and everybody, whether it's a SHO, whether it's a SP, whether it is magistrate, everybody would be behaving in a more responsible way, more accountable way, more transparent way. Hence, in all probability, if report is right, then not only the cognizance would be taken, but it will be very smartly investigated. So with this, we have come to the one certainty, that is certainty of cognizance. Here at this stage, I would like to really stop for a while and would like to get your feedback. Do you feel that kind of the certainty we are claiming, we can say it is a certainty of cognizance of FIR? Am I right to claim it?
Sir, I believe you are right. Let's get the other participants in case anybody has anything to say. Nair, Nalini. So
let me repeat my question. My question is whether the kind of the certainty we are offering, whether we can rightly claim it is a certainty for the citizen to report their FIR or to get the cognizance of their FIR. With this elaboration, do you agree that I am right to say that there will be certainty of cognizance of FIR?
I think that is soon checks.
Investigation has to be done, sir. With FIR, we cannot come to a conclusion or certainty of the offence also, sir. But at least cognizance is taken into account, that much we can be certain, sir.
Nunley, you are 100% right. So, by your observation that you feel satisfied now, because you are going to the second phase, that phase is about the investigation. You rightly say that FIR is just a piece of information, and rather it is called a report. If you talk of law, nowhere word FIR has come in any of the law. It is called report, and it is a first report. That's why we nicknamed as FIR. So it is a report about an offense, and so with this detail, yes, to a great extent, we have achieved two purposes. Number one, we have number one, we have achieved the certainty of cognizance of FIR. At the same time, false FIR. Now let's move to the second certainty, that is the second certainty of detection. And next, please. Sorry, a lot of noise was coming, so I was forced to close door. I hope visibility at my end is not that much compromised. I am still visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So we come to the second certainty, that is the certainty of detection. As you can go through the slide, and you will agree with me, there is a smart investigation support system which is having n number of attributes. The first attribute, that it is dividing that whole scene in a grid, and then it will be zoom in each grid and will take 5 type of photographs. Am I still audible?
Sir, audible.
Okay. So I think there should be some improvement. I think so.
Audible, sir. Audible.
Okay. So first of all, it is providing a very smart state of art system, which the evidences. And to begin with, it is having the 5 kind of photography: 2D photography, 3D photography, infrared supported photography, ultraviolet light supported photography, drone supported photography, and robot supported photography. And it would be in position to capture all those things which are probably not visible through the naked eye. It would be in position to capture latent fingerprint. It would be in position to capture and package and do everything about body fluids. It can look for the paint mask. It can look for the hair and number of kind of the things. And it is having the inbuilt capability of recreation of scene of crime. So the quality of investigation and input from scene of crime, they will be much better than whatever is being done at present by any police officer. Then the second advantage that it is having advantage of the historical criminal data. So 10-year data is available with the CCTNS, though that data was not having high degree of readability. But in the last 4 years, we created n number of the module to increase its readability. Now the same data set has been converted into the criminal clusters. So we know where criminals are residing. We know where crime is being committed. That is hot spots, basically we call. Or then we know which are the routes being used by the criminal. And we will use whatever the nodes are available. When we talk of the nodes, we mean CCTV nodes and IoT nodes. IoT means Internet of Things. So rather we have created hardware, lot many IoT devices to serve our purpose. And we have come out with a revenue model. So in time to come, you, me, and everybody, including a startup, would like to put n number of or thousands of such nodes will be coming and on the routes which are being used by the criminals. So there will be nodes around the criminal cluster. There will be nodes on the route, and there will be n number of nodes in the hot zone also, or hot spots. So system would be in position to capture lot of evidence under section 8 and lot of evidence under section 9 of the Evidence Act. And you must be surprised what is the 8 and 9. So let me say the conduct prior to commission of offense is covered under section 8, and conduct after commission of offense is covered under section 9. And both the conducts, they are admissible in court of law under these two sections. So from historical based on very good, is capable of identifying who is in all likelihood might have committed the offense which is under investigation. And it will capture, it will extract photographs, and through the investigation app, it will push that photograph to IO, and IO in turn can show it to the whosoever witness available. Let's presume that crime has been committed by some new person and his photograph is not available in our system. So the same app will allow to create digital portrait, and that will be created very efficiently within a minute or two. And then that digital portrait may be used for the similar identification. Meanwhile, in both the cases, the system would be making use of the 91 CRPC will requisition n number of the data and will draw independent inference whether these people or who has committed that offense. And with that additionality, it would be in position to push that information to investigating officer. So now we have covered two probability. Probability one, that is support from the scene of crime. Now the second Johanna attribute or support which we talked, that is about the historical database. Then third support we talked about, that is requisitioning of data, document, information from various places under section 9, legal mandate given by the CRPC. At present, police has to really exert a lot to get this kind of the detail. First of all, there's a handicap on the side of the police. Police doesn't know what to requisition, number one. Number two, even when it knows what to be requisitioned, sometimes there's a reluctance on the part of the people, those who are sitting on the other sides, to provide that information. Sometimes it is delayed to the extent that the information is overwritten, and probably they might provide a certificate that that information is no more available. It has been overwritten because it is already more than a month or so, whatever the reason. So system is would help out the police to prosecute the non-compliance of 91. And we are not happy with the prosecution of the person who is responsible for not complying with the direction of investigating officer under section 91. But we are more interested in evidence. So prosecution will be done with the certainty, but at the same time, it will help out the police to conduct search and seizure, again under the power of which is already given by the law under section 93 and 94. Here, very consciously, we are not really want to quote and plead superiority of the technology. So we are saying we will not plead the superiority of technology, and if we are doing so, defense lawyer will create some confusion and will create some doubt about technology. So whatever we are doing, we are happy with that. Our output we will push to expert, and we will provide all kind of the tools to expert, and expert will to do a good job and give his opinion, and his opinion will be admissible in court of law. So by doing so, we have created one additional evidence in the form of expert, and that is admissible in court of law under section 45 of Evidence Act. Since we are getting FIR, we are getting CDR, we are getting reservation data, we are getting bank data, by mapping these details with the crime, not only the present crime will be detected, but we will be in position to detect hundreds of other offences committed by the same gang. When I was the DG Railway, I applied the same tactics manually, because that time I had not developed techno system. So in absence of the techno system, I was using the brute power of Excel sheet. And it's a matter of a pleasure to share with you that in a case, we could detect 120 offences. And there is another case in which criminals, they used to switch off their mobile phones. So while committing crime. And it was absolutely blind case in which one girl, her name is Tripathi, she was in hospital, she was under ventilator for 45 days, she recovered. And in that case, a blind case, we could make use of the technology, and because that too manually, we could find out this gang has committed 42 offences, and we could prosecute that gang for the 42 offences, despite the fact they were not even using mobile during committing crime. That kind of the mind-boggling power it is having. So tomorrow, even if they are not using mobile or this and that, still the technology would be in position to figure out and would be in position to detect even those offences. So I think with these details, I hope the audience should be in agreement with me that we are having a smart investigation system. We are having a smart system to basically gather evidences wherever they are sitting. Our evidences are not limited to the section 27, that is the discovery of new fact, because the confession made to police officer is not admissible. So at present, largely police officers, they are gathering evidence around the section 27 of Evidence Act, that is a statement of the culprit, which is disclosing discovery of new facts, and it is admissible in court of law to the extent of discovery of new fact, right? So if somebody says committed a murder and I have hidden my revolver under a tree, so I have committed a murder, that will not be admissible. But I have hidden that revolver underneath a tree. Only that part will be admissible under Section 27 of Evidence Act. Whereas here, lot of evidences are being captured under Section 8, under Section 9, under Section 45, and since we are involving public in a big way, so there will be many occasions when the confession will be made to the volunteers, and that will not be having the limitation of police officer. The law has been created just to create a perception that they are very fair. Hence, a statement made to a police officer, I don't know how many of you know about it. It is being recorded under Section 161. And a statement made to the police officer cannot be used for corroboration. It can only use for the contradiction. So, a statement of the police officer can be used to the disadvantage of the case, to the disadvantage of the prosecution, but not to the advantage of the case. That kind of bad law we are having in our country. Despite that bad law, the system would be in position to detect almost all offenses. Probably while we will be investigating one offense, we will be detecting 200 odd offenses. And the system will be then pushing that information to the concerning SHO, concerning SP, and concerning state, because those offenses might be committed in the different states. So that kind of detection it will be ensuring. So with this, I come to the conclusion of certainty of detection. Again, I will pause over here and would look for the comments from August gathering, what they really feel, whether we can say it a certainty of detection.
Sir, I will request if it is possible to give some anecdotes, 200 cases that you detected. So how it was done, and if it is possible, sir, it will be very interesting to know, sir.
Just repeat, I did not get it. I hope you people are convinced that there will be certainty of detection.
Yes, sir. What I said was that this case you told, no, sir, railway case where with a slight lead, with a blind lead, no lead, and we could detect so many other connected cases. If you could give that example, it would be very interesting, sir. How we could detect?
Basically, we coined a terminology, and we said black spots. So in that particular case, we found a very strange phenomenon, because it was a gang of 7 people, and in which there was one was a railway employee also, and they used to switch off their mobiles. So we look out for the common blackouts. We said it's a blackout, and we identified 42 blackout period, and then we did the mapping with the crime committed in that particular crime beat. So we knew the train, we knew that when the blackout is happening, and we knew that from between which point the crime has been committed. With these attributes, we could identify crime committed by them. We confronted these criminals with the details, and they confessed, and we could recover property of 42 offenses from them, and we could prosecute them in 42 offenses.
This is an excellent.
It is a case of GRP Bina.
Yes, sir. And
so original case was registered in GRP Bina, and then it was it was sent to the different SHOs to whom it was wherever.
Our officers also, sir, our investigating officers, how to use this.
So it means your smart offender, whenever they are playing a trick, we can system can draw a pattern and can identify the trick they are playing. For example, see, we have surrounded all criminal cluster with the n number of nodes, right? And the person, realizing very well, he tried to evade those node, and he could move to the another location and captured by another node. if it is not captured by his home node, it means it is an indication that he is there with a certain purpose of committing crime, because he took precaution to hide himself from the node surrounded around his criminal cluster. So this kind of n number of algorithm has been developed to draw this kind of inferences. So even when they will not be using the mobile, they will not be using this and that, still they will be identified. For example, in one case, when we detected, we found from that got the message about his reservation. So he did. So we sent our requisition to IRCTC. Please give the details. How many journey has been booked by this ID? And he informed, I think 82 journeys were performed by that gang. And to our utter surprise, out of 82 reservation, only 37 journeys were performed. And they did not bother to even get their reservation cancelled. That reflects that kind of investment is being made by these people and kind of the money they are getting by committing crime. So if we look for this kind of patterns, that kind of the mapping, so we could detect 37 offenses from that particular information. That information which we got from railway. There was one case in which the gang was having very strange character of depositing it to the Mithru Finance, and then making use of his ID. We extracted how many such transactions has been made by that gang, and we could detect those many offenses. So what I am saying, this cross capability of system is so powerful, even in certain offenses when no evidence is available on the ground, because of the cross connection, it would be detected without any effort of investigating officer in that way. Are you finding it little convincing? So yes, there are a number of stories. I can keep on telling you stories. They are almost unlimited.
Very interesting, sir.
Now let's move to the third certainty, that certainty of conviction. For the conviction part, now we said we have helped the police a lot. We have helped public in first case for getting FIR registered. In the second instance, we helped the police to get it or do the state of art investigation, and that too by an ordinary investigating officer. Now we are moving out to a distributed video-based court trial system. In first instance, we said that your FIR will be registered without going to Thana. Now we are having audacity to say that now your case will be tried without district court. And let me promise my friends, tomorrow, if not it is today, tomorrow it's going to happen. Nobody can check it because the technology is so powerful, it is so transparent, and it is legally doable. And wherever there's any doubt about the legal doability, we will suggest the necessary amendment in the law. And I would like to apprise this August gathering. Yesterday, we had a very detailed brainstorming session, again on the crime-free Bharat, in which professors and students of National Law University Institute University Bhopal, they participated in that. And we are already in the process of identifying the legal amendment, legal enabling required for crime-free Bharat. So we are not tied up with the present legal mandate. Wherever it is required, if it is for the sake of the system, it is for the citizen. Why we should be afraid of amending law? Why we should be afraid of enabling our system? So the system would be helping out court in issuing the summons and warrant. So the present dependency on the court marshal, who happen to be a police officer, generally of the rank of constable or head constable, and people do manipulate through the court marshal. Sometimes summons or warrant is being shown as a dispatched, whereas it is not dispatched. So all record has been created, whereas really summons warrant is not really moved. It has wrongly shown as dispatched. That kind of the cases are available. And to the witness and is saying here you are a witness and probably your case may be listed for hearing. So I am here to make you comfortable and I am here to ascertain your convenience. So please let me know whether you are having some commitment which are beyond your control. Please give the detail of that. So if says for the sake, say, let's say that there's a marriage of daughter of some witness and he puts the details and he puts his invitation card and those details. After getting convinced, that right kind of atmosphere would be available. Yes. So the system would be helping out witnesses and will capture their convenience. The dates which are not convenient to witnesses, that will be blocked and will not be open to the court to fix those dates. Then the system is going with the calendar to the magistrate. Hey, these are the dates available for your case. Kindly, Johanna, tick the date on which you would like to fix your hearing. The moment he click on the date, system will generate the summons and warrant as the case may be. And the moment magistrate put his signature, it will become a legally valid summons or warrant. And that's legally created summon and warrant, and the system is taking to the person to whom it belongs. If by any reason he is not available, then it will go to the nearest volunteer and probably it will get it executed within almost on real-time basis. In few cases when even the mechanism of the volunteer may not be working, then it as a option of last resort, then only it will go to the police officer for execution of those warranted which could not be otherwise executed. So this is the execution part of it. So creation of the summons warrant and other processes and its execution would be done by the system. Now let's go to move. Probably please you move your slides. So because your slides, Joanna, I am not in position to look at it because that is too small for me because I am operating from a very small screen. So I cannot read my own slide. So I leave it to the person who is managing presentation. He can switch on the or he can move to the next slide of his own. So I am not going to say next, right? So now, after you have summons and warrant, it is helping out the court in distributed court trial. And the witness, they will not be coming to the court. Even the prosecutor will not come to the court. Even defense lawyer will not come to the court. Everybody will be sitting and they are on chamber and through the technology they will be connected. And in court's room, there will be 4 or 5 bigger screens where everybody would be visible. So the witnesses, they need not to come to the court. They will go to the witness center and that will be very close from their hometown. And while going to the witness center, it is having they have to undergo 3 protocols. First protocol will be the protocol about the identity. So system will make it sure you are the same person who has been summoned for the as a witness. So it will avoid any scope of impersonation. Then once he's cleared the identity protocol, then he will be taken to the next protocol, that is the protocol of duress. So system will try to identify whether you have been subjected to some pressure, whether you are subjected to some fear. कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं है कि आपको जो है कोई आपके बच्चे को किडनैप कर लिया गया हो या और कुछ कर लिया गया हो या आपको थ्रेटन कर दिया हो या आपको गन पॉइंट दिखाया गया हो, whatever. So the system will identify कि आप जो है ना किसी duress में तो नहीं. So if you are under duress, it will not permit your it will not permit your statement. It will quarantine you. So let's presume that you are under no duress. Then the witness will be going to the witness chamber, and there will be few cameras which will be looking into your facial expression, which will be focusing on your voice and the voice intonation, voice variation, and rather it will be focusing on your body movements, and especially it will be focusing on your leg movements. And जो कहते हैं ना कि टांगें कांपने लगी, तो यदि आपको पसीना आ रहा है, टांग कांप रही है, तो system would be not only in position to gauge it, but it will give us there's a too much of the perspiration, there's a too much of this, too much of that. So even when judge is not really paying that much attention, it will go on record that while the witness was deposing, he was not deposing in a normal way. He was probably trying to mince word, and those kind of the things will be captured by the technology. Even that statement or the document which has to be shown, original document may not be even readable. The backend filters will be making it legible, and it will show the document in the two part, one original, and then after the application of the technology, when it made more readable. So it will be making the job of the court very, very easy. It will be in position to it will be capturing that basically there is one research study which has been done by a lawyer of Supreme Court. He is a very renowned person. His name is Mr. Arun Mohan, and he is basically amicus curiae also, and he is working out how जो है ना policing should be improved in our country. So he came out with one research study, and he says that almost 80 to 90% cases, the defense lawyer is winning cases not account of his argument, not account of the merit of the case. He is winning by manipulation. He will look for those manipulation. Many places, even defense lawyer threatens judge who is chairing that hearing. So if it is his behavior is somewhere as a contempt of the court, it will plead to the court, hey, your contempt has been committed by this defense lawyer. It is also keeping an eye on the, I think you must be knowing that there's a elaborate ethical code for the defense, for the lawyers. And Bar Association is having the legal responsibility to ensure its implementation. So if there's some ethical violation of his behavior, then it will, along with the proof, it will go to Bar Association will say, prosecute your lawyer. And if he is not doing, in any case, it is making their history. And when the violation will be too much, probably it will approach Bar Association, please cancel his practicing license. That kind of compliant, rule compliant system we will be making, rule compliant society we will be making. Now, it will be helping out magistrate. At present, say defense lawyer and prosecutor write the cases which are convenient to them, which are favorable to them. Now the system will go with the other citation of the law, citation of the court cases, which has not been given by either of two. So it will become the third pillar of the court system in helping out the court to give a right kind of a judgment. And if judge desire, he can just give his judgment. Even we can, based on the whatever has been captured during the trial, we can even help out the magistrate or judge to write judgment. And slowly, when we will be basically, we are having a methodology whereby, say, you people must be knowing that more than 3 crore cases are pending in courts. So we are having, we are devising a strategy how we can have a another parallel system whereby this disposal can be disposed of within a year. If we could do that, faster. Especially in case of the civil cases, I don't know what is the situation in your custom cases or excise cases or commercial tax cases. In majority of the cases, it take very inordinate time. So probably tomorrow I would be helpful in helping you to process your case in court in a much faster way. So with the plenty of evidence, with help in the court processes, and with making the whole thing very transparent, we would be in position to ensure conviction in majority of cases. And if and the chances of any manipulation, that will not be there. And if the judgment is not in conviction, then the system will look into that. Then it is a case where we wrongly prosecuted a complainant, and the system will look into the whole thing with that eye, whether he has been wrongly prosecuted, and probably it might start some departmental proceeding against the persons, those who are responsible for wrong prosecution, be it a police, be it a prosecutor, or so. With this, we come to the third certainty, that is the certainty of conviction. I will again pose at this stage. My friend, to what extent you feel convinced about the certainty of conviction?
So I request participants to please say something, in case anybody wants to say something here.
That will make dialogue a little more meaningful. Otherwise, it will be a kind of meaningful dialogue. Then it will be very much helpful for me to improve my system, because it is not coming from any company. I am designing those systems with the help of 54 universities. So my capabilities of designing system is immense at this moment. So
Naya, you want to say something? Nalini, you want to say something?
Sir, I think as we progress, the conviction rate becomes higher, sir. Like with the system being foolproof, the certainty of conviction becomes higher, sir.
So I agree with the Nalini. Somebody rightly suggested, sir, can you do away with the certainty word? And he suggested another terminology, significantly enhanced probability. Right? So I think I definitely less with Nalini that we cannot say certainty should not be taken literally. Here, certainty should be taken as a significantly higher probability of everything, but whether it is cognizance, whether it is detection, whether it is conviction. And as we will move forward, since system is capturing a lot of details about everything, including the patterns of the crime, its capability to help you out will be enhancing every day. So if it is in position to detect and get conviction in say 70% cases, tomorrow it will be in position to get the conviction in 80% cases, then 90%, then 99%. And probably there will be few cases we would not like that everybody should get convicted, because there will be few cases when the person will be wrongly viewed. So we would not like 100% conviction, because if the system has wrongly roughed somebody and wrongly booked him, the greater sense of justice demand that there must be acquittal in those cases. I hope my friends will agree for that.
Yes, agree.
So with this, now we are moving to the fourth certainty which the system is granting. The fourth certainty is a certainty of prevention. So since n number of nodes are there, n number of logics are there. Now we are almost sitting at that stage when we can say almost with a significantly enhanced probability that the person is moving out with the intention to commit crime. By his preparation, by his timing, by his association, by the vehicles, then system will be predicting whether he could be a violent person, whether he could be having firearms. Those things the system is made capable of capturing. And once that kind of the decision, either from the historical data or from anything else, then it is having the smart intervention strategy by dynamically and proactively deploying police as well as volunteers. Or then if the risk associated is very high, then it will come with the operational plan, because then it will not put one or two individuals to intervene and capture him, because it will not like to create a situation like Vikas Dubey, which has happened in Uttar Pradesh, in which the 200 odd people, policemen, they were helping out the Vikas Dubey in feeding the information, and he could have the guts to really gun down 8 police officers. That is very unfortunate. So in this system, we would not be allowing that to happen, and through a smart intervention strategy, we would be in position to prevent almost all crimes. Almost all crimes. So let's not say certainty, I will say significantly higher probability, right? Let me little more cautious learning from Nalini. So
Sir, That the probability is better scientifically, we can say.
I agree with you. So basically, sometimes I am really deliberately using terminology to ignite some kind of discussion. See, crime-free Bharat is also a very well thought of strategy, because the moment you say crime-free, people say, no, it cannot happen. So society, if the people live together, crime is a natural consequence to happen. So how can you say it is crime-free? So this kind of the terminology is being used with a very defined purpose, very motivated purpose, to ignite some kind of the curiosity and to have some kind of the deliberation. Because when you will become in the mood of challenging me, then there will be application of your mind, and we will be in position to gonna really have a journey together. Because otherwise, a person might be just listening. It might not be invoking right kind of the curiosity. So whether it is crime-free Bharat, whether it is the certainty terminology of the certainty, it has been very deliberately used, keeping that thing in mind. So now, with the certainty of prevention, we are moving to the fifth certainty. At this stage, I generally ask a question to myself. With the certainty of cognizance, with the certainty of detection, with the certainty of conviction, even with the certainty of prevention, can we really have crime-free Bharat? This is the question which I ask to myself. And my reply to my own question is no. Because if my stomach is empty, I will commit crime with all the certainty to go to jail, because I will be having better system. We will be having a roof, we will be having food, we will be, now the jails are, many of the friends, they have created 5-star jails. So jail, if the life inside the jail is better than outside, it is a very risky situation. So I cannot afford to leave criminal like criminals. So now it forced me to think of the fifth certainty, that is the certainty of rehabilitation of criminals. I will request that please move out to the respective slides, so that will give the details to everyone. So this certainty, since the system is already knowing the criminal clusters, is know your associate, is capturing your acquisition, it is capturing if you purchase a cert, new cert, system will come to know, hey, Mr. A has purchased a new cert. If you have purchased a new vehicle, system will immediately purchase come to know that you have acquired this vehicle, or whatever the price possession which you have acquired. The system would be in position to identify. Rather, when you are acquiring something which is abnormally of high cost or price, probably it will trigger, can it be mapped with some crime? So even when the system is having that kind of information, then it is not a good idea to wait or allow him to stay as a criminal. Even I am not ready to wait that let him go to the jail and we will try to rehabilitate him when he will be in jail. So I am saying, no, I don't have that patience. Since I know who are the criminals, since I know who are the associate, since I know who are having the criminal propensity to commit crime, let my volunteers should go and help them out to get rehabilitated. At this stage, I would like to say that criminal would not like to get rehabilitated. This I am saying very consciously with my experience as a police officer. I had been SP of Guna, where all kind of the criminal tribes are residing, like Pardi, Kanjar, Sansi. So all kind of criminal tribes were there. And government really made a lot of effort. They gave them the piece of land also. But they still, all of them, or majority of them, they are still committing crime. And they are not committing crime in Guna. They are committing crime up in the whole country. So that kind of the crime is being committed, and the majority of the crime is very heinous crime. There will be dacoity. Many times it is dacoity with murder. So they are very dreaded kind of criminals. So it means whether these criminals would like to be rehabilitated. Because the first question they will say, how much I will get in the form of rehabilitation. So when they are committing crime, in one hit, they are sometimes getting 10 lakh, 20 lakh, 30 lakh, that depend upon who is the target. Whether that kind of the money, our system would be in position to promise them, that is not doable. So they would not like to be rehabilitated. But in the now the change scenario, because the committing crime is not an option, hence in this kind of the revised scenario, probably they will be inclined to get rehabilitated. I hope you agree with that, because criminals, just because of it is at the moment it is a very less risky occupation. If I am allowed to say, I always prefer the word that the committing crime is a least risk sector of economy. Even kisan jo kheti kar raha hai, usko he is having lot of risk associated with the vagaries of nature. But the similar kind of risk is not associated in committing crime, because at the first end the police will not be taking cognizance. They are very sure that police will not be in position to detect it. And sometimes they are hand in glove with the neta and everybody, so they know that police will not dare to even look at them. So in that kind of the scenario, crime has become a highest paying sector of economy with the least risk involved, if I am allowed to say so. So in that scenario, whether even when you know that criminals are there, you have identified them, unless you are having the first 4 certainties, they would not like to rehabilitate. So since now we have ensured first 4 certainties, I hope they will be inclined to be rehabilitated as now best option to them, and they would like to live a life of a normal and good citizen. At this stage, our volunteer will interact with them, will identify the skill set they are having, will identify what kind of the skill development they need, what kind of the training they need. Then it will be coming to them with the statutory guarantee. So if because of their behavior, if some loss happens, the state government will come forward to compensate for that. It is something like a crop insurance. We are taking the insurance of the criminal. If because of their inaction, or whatever the reason, if any loss occurs to anybody, state government will compensate for that loss. Because unless we give that kind of the guarantee, probably people may be less inclined to engage them. After that, it will provide the backward linkages and forward linkages. It will do the monitoring. It will provide them the input. It will provide them their output will be taken, and the marketing will be ensured. So their survival as a good citizen is almost guaranteed. And with this, we come to the 5th certainty, that is the certainty of rehabilitation of criminal. And when the less number of the criminals will be left in the fray, you will agree there will be less people would be available to commit crime. And that's how we say that crime-free Bharat would be doable. Do you agree with this?
Sir, definitely, sir.
Sir, there is one question regarding this.
Please.
Sir, has any case study been done regarding this rehabilitation of criminals? So, like, which can tell us, yes, this model works?
Let me tell you, there had been n number of schemes in Madhya Pradesh about the rehabilitation of so-called criminal tribes. So there are n number of studies available, but since it has to be now done in the revised model which we are talking, this revised model, it is still getting work. It is not created. I am writing to the Prime Minister. I am writing to the Home Minister. I am sending the draft act bill. I am sending the models. And almost I could create majority of the models which are required, and many are in pipeline. Talking to you, I am receiving a call from a university, and I am very sure they must be talking about some projects. So that kind of work is being done. But at this stage, I would like to say that, as you asked, that whether some case study has been done. So yes, there are n number of case studies, but they are not good, successful case studies. As I already said, that government of Madhya Pradesh has allotted them piece of land also. But still, those people are still getting engaged in committing crime. And not only in Madhya Pradesh, they are committing crime left, right, and center across the whole country. So, if we want to say that a case study, it is a counter and negative case study. It means we have to evolve better strategy to get them rehabilitated. Since we will be having so much of the monitoring without involvement of any department, I think in future, committing crime will not be an option. So the rehabilitation will become a preferred strategy. In absence of the fourth certainty, I am doubly or triply sure criminals would not like to be rehabilitated for a very simple reason that committing crime or crime as such is the most rewarding and least risky sector of economy.
Sir, one more thing. Sir, when you are talking about the nodes in the CCNTS, so like, could you please clarify what do you mean by these nodes? Are they like infrastructure or like with manpower?
I will tell that. Say there are the three nodes. One is the moving node, that is the citizen at large, right? So for that we created for that we have created a system, app, powerful app to really capture evidence. And I will come out that because we are promising 5 revenue streams to each citizen of the country, and it is going to influence the per capita income, and it will be led to consumption also. And when it will lead to consumption, it will lead to your commercial tax also. So commercial tax department is going to greatly benefited with my initiative, right?
Yes. And sir, which departments are going to share the data on this system other than the police?
I said that you need not to share any data. It is the legal mandate of the investigating officer. And if you will take a liberty with the system, person concerned will be prosecuted with certainty. And not only certainty, we will still gonna fetch evidence by conducting search and seizure in your premises and will capture the evidence of it. So refusing a data which is law is not your pleasure. Unfortunately, police could not say in as many words so far. Police हाथ जोड़ के जाती है, उसे खुद ही नहीं मालूम होता है, and they are not enjoying that kind of the higher self-esteem which they should have. So the system will give them the greater success. They would be it will be making a perceptible change in the police. The police will be having very high sense of self-esteem, because the department which will be then responsible for 100% cognizance, 100% detection, and 100% conviction, I think they should be bubbling with the confidence, and they should be having a very high degree of self-esteem. And whenever they will be moving in a stream, I don't know about the others, I will be the first person to go and salute them. So the kids of the policemen in future, they will be enjoying higher respect in their schools, a higher respect in the society. So it will be changing the self-perception of the police department. Unfortunately, we are in a negative loop. See the situation of what is happening in Hathras, what is happening in a number of other places. Now that kind of the scenario will not be there at all. Have I answered your question, or should I?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
But I think the thing will become clearer in case we take, let's say, for example of traffic violations, which can be detected through cameras, or crime on railways, which can be detected through cameras.
Navneet, I think I just questions a little bit. I just recall. He was saying what I mean by node. So one node is the volunteer, second node is the CCTVs, and third node is the IoT device. So IoT means Internet of Things. In Smart India hackathons, we have designed many IoT devices for our purpose. So we are in business of developing software, we are in business of developing hardware, we are in business of developing law, but we are saying we will make our country crime free. come what not. I would like to proceed further with this 5 certainty, whether we can reasonably assured of crime-free Bharat.
Yes, sir.
If I say answer is partially correct, how you will react to it?
So reasonably correct, because when a criminal knows that he can be detected, he will be afraid to commit a crime.
No. Let me contradict myself. Let me say I am only partially correct, because the crime has to be divided into the 2 portions. One crime which has been committed for a certain financial gain, financial some interest, right? Those crime will certainly be checked with the 200% certainty, no doubt about it. But there's another kind of crime which is called reactionary crime. You said something and I slapped you, and slapping you is a crime, then I have committed a crime, right? There is another kind of crime, because now we are at this stage, we are on the extreme situation when all of us has become almost volcano. We are having so much stress and strain in our body that we get triggered through unrelated triggers. For example, say you and me moving on a road, and you overtake my vehicle. I happen to have a weapon, and I fires on you and I kills you just because I did not tolerate that. How you can overtake my vehicle? I am so big shot. How can you overtake my vehicle? The people may conveniently say it is a road race, but it is not really a road race. It is basically a psychological situation of each one of us, where we have become almost like a volcano, because each one of us are accumulated so much stress and strain. Our behavior have become abnormal. Our reactions have become abnormal. So what about this kind of the crime which is resulting from your abnormal behavior or because of your reaction? Say mob lynching is another extreme example of abnormal behavior. So whether the mob lynching will not be there, whether the scenario like in UP and other places which is happening when there's a crowd and mob mentality, whether those kind of the crime will not be happening, whether that skirmishes in a family or a society, whether they will not be culminated in a crime. So I will say some crime will be happening, but as we will move on, people will have the greater faith in the system. And with the greater faith in system, they will get deflated. Their tension will get dissipated. They will have the greater faith in the system. And they would like, when the system is so friendly, without any inconvenience, they can lodge their FIR. It will be, the person will be caught, he will be convicted. Why to take law in hand? So even that slogan that when people live together, the natural consequence that they will fight and something will happen, and the crime is a natural consequence of living together. This is a well-established principle of sociology. I feel my experiment somewhere will even over a period of time, sociology के उस principle को भी कहीं ना कहीं वो neutralize करने की कोशिश करेगा. And even when there will be prevalence of a small number of crime, people will not feel presence of crime, number one. And people will have higher sense of safety and security. I hope with this guided word you would be agreeing to me. Do you agree with me? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
I think the August gathering of very experienced officer having so much of rich field experience, I hope they should tend to agree with me.
Yes, sir. Yes.
देखिए आशा पर आसमान टिका है. We have to have the positive behavior, or moreover not complying with the system is not. So even if you don't agree, you would not be having option to commit crime. That let me assure you that much. So whether you will agree today or you will agree after 5 years, the option is with you. If you could visualize the situation, then you will agree today. Otherwise, you will agree after 5 years. It really does not matter, because the system is having that strength. Because the system is not driven by whether you agree with it or not. System is having inherent and intricate, intrinsic capabilities. The moment it will be manifesting those intrinsic capabilities, whatever the doubt people will be having, they will be taken care for themselves.
Sir, the best example is traffic challans, which are being done through cameras. Now with certainty and people having to shell out those heavy traffic fines, people have stopped, they have become careful now, near red lights, while crossing this thing. So that itself is a very big example, sir.
Navneet, with your statement, you are taking me to the another important slide of this presentation. This system is promising 5 revenue streams to each and every citizen. And those revenue streams will be so heavy, it will be changing per capita income of them. It will be, I think I made a kind of a statement of that type earlier also, where I said that the per capita income will be increased, and there will be sparable income, so there will be higher level of consumption, which will lead to the higher commercial tax, and probably your tax department will be earning much higher revenue for the government for development. Let me elaborate what are those 5 revenue streams which will be coming to each citizen. Here, I would like to again try to explain one piece of law, that is section 39 of CRPC. You will be surprised that बहुत सारा कानून की बातें हमने कहीं, अब एक और जो है ना सेक्शन कोट कर रहे हैं, what really I intend to do. But let me tell you, it is a very powerful section which makes every citizen as a police officer. This section casts a responsibility on each citizen. If somebody is contemplating to commit a crime, if somebody is trying to commit a crime, somebody is preparing to commit a crime, if any citizen is knowing about it, he is having legal responsibility to report it. Now, let me come to the second point. If cognizable offense listed in that section is being committed, he is having legal responsibility to arrest that person. And in law, there is an explicit provision of arrest by a private person. So I request you, now CRPC and everything is available on everywhere, so you can just Google it out. Section 43 of the CRPC, which gives the power to the private citizen to arrest a person if any cognizable offense is being done in front of him. The same section, it casts upon the responsibility on the normal citizen, and it says if police officer asks for any help, they are legally mandated to help. Forget about the police, even any representative of the police or court, if approaches them to, they are legally bound to help. That kind of the responsibility has been given to the public. When somebody commit a crime, it is the responsibility of the police and prosecution to prove the point or prove the crime beyond a reasonable doubt. Or when it is proved beyond reasonable doubt, then only he could be convicted and he could be prosecuted. But in section 39 of CRPC, burden of proving his innocence is on citizen. So I can just say, Mr. Navneet has not done his part of the job, and I would like to prosecute him under section 39. Now it is for Mr. Navneet to prove his innocence before the court of law. Now, when citizens are having so much responsibility, and even proving his innocence is the responsibility of citizen. How a Thana Prabhari can you have the another satisfaction doctrine? You are doing your legal responsibility for which you could be prosecuted. How I can have a pleasure of not registering your case? So now extending from there, I am saying the responsibility of taking cognizance of violation also. So through this app, the app would be capturing all kind of violation, and then they will be encrypting it, or the system will be encrypting on the real-time basis with the date, time, and location. It will be protected with the hash value, and it will be then protected through the blockchain technology, and it will be pushed through the CCTNS to the competent authority. The moment competent authority puts his signature, it will become a chala. And system to sab kuch janta hai, so he knows who is the offender, and it will reach out to the offender. Hey, you have committed this offense. These are the proofs with you, and it is having the due signature of the competent authority. So it is not only proof; it is a challan now. You are having the two options. Either you make the payment. If you want to make payment, click on the link. It is having all kind of the payment options, in whether the credit card, debit card, or whatnot. So all kind of the payment options they have been designed. It has been done by one of the Institute of Hyderabad. So they have come out and they have designed that system for us. So the person can make the payment by just clicking on a link. And the moment he will be making a payment, 50% amount will go to the government treasury, and remaining 50% amount will go to the person or system responsible for capturing. And when we talk about who will be the responsible for capturing of it, so there will be the three type of the person. Number one would be individuals or volunteers. And when we say volunteers, I mean whole population, 137 crore people. Then CCTV nodes. And when we talk of the CCTV nodes, if you see one of the slide, we list that how many type of the CCTVs we would be capturing. So private CCTV, smart city CCTV, smart police CCTV. So, and now each and everybody is having even the CCTVs in their houses, and the kind of money which will be flowing, I think there will be network of the CCTV and IoT devices in time to come, and I will explain how. So if it is captured by a volunteer or by a citizen, then the 50% money will go to him. Otherwise, it will go to the owner of the system, whether it is CCTV or IoT device, right? Now, let's presume, say, as per the revised or new Motor Vehicle Act 2019, penalty is varying from 2,000 to 25,000. And if the same offense is committed by law enforcer, police and others, then the penalty will be double the amount. So for the police and other enforcer, penalty will be 4,000 to 50,000, and for normal citizen it is 2,000 to 25,000. And let's presume that person is capturing the offense of, say, minimum value, say 2,000. So he will be getting 1,000 rupees, and 1,000 will go to the government. Now, say hypothetically, let's presume that whole population presses one button. The violation is so rampant, there will be opportunity to press n number of buttons. So hypothetically, let's presume that he will be pressing one button. By pressing of one button by the whole population, we will be creating mind-boggling money. Even with the offense of the minimum amount, it will be creating money for the government, 1,30,000 crore. 1,30,000 crore, and the same amount of the money would be created for the citizen. So total money which will be created for the minimum violation, that is 2,60,000 crore. And if we could capture the other violation which is having the value of the 50,000 rupees or 25,000 rupees or 20,000 rupees, you can imagine it will be multiple of this. So this is only one revenue stream. I am of the opinion that whatever the amount will be incurred on these notes, that will be recovered in less than 3-month period. And after 3-month period, there will be net income. So every device will be earning. And when a device is earning for me after 3 months, I would like to put a number of devices as a Mathisaran group, forget about anybody else. So I feel there will be rush of the people to install more nodes, and more nodes we will be having. It will be helping us to capture n number of the things, n number of evidence, and we will be in position to change and modify behavior of our population. They will become more rule compliant. And as we will proceed, we will not limit ourselves to the traffic. Everything, every offense which is being committed for financial gain, I will suggest to the government should be made compoundable with little heavy fine. But the distribution of the money will remain the same. So we will create opportunity for more and more capturing of violation, because it is not a good idea to put these violators in the jail, because when they go to jail, they become more hardened criminals. They get into touch with the other criminals. So the criminals get an opportunity to create a network. That is not really good for the society. So we would like whosoever is committing any crime for the financial gain, at least in beginning, at least for a few violation, we would be the last person to take him to the jail. And we will try to have the higher compounding fees. And you imagine a situation that there is an offense of the commercial tax which is having compounding fees of the 50,000, say 50 lakhs, and Mathisaran group captures that evidence and I will get 25 lakhs. But then by hell I will do the job of IPS officer. I will be more happy to be the volunteer and helping out the commercial tax department rather than slogging as a police officer. Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir. Actually, we already have the reward system, sir, but not this 50%, but only 10% for the person who gives information.
I'm saying it has to be very, very high proportion. It should not be less than 50%. Because government in any case will be getting in the lakhs and lakhs of crores. Then distributing more money is a purpose in itself. Because what I am saying, we are giving 5 revenue streams. So we want to influence per capita income. I do not want to encourage them to capture evidence. My focus is, can we influence the per capita income? Can we really influence per capita consumption? Then can we really increase per capita production? Can it be a kind of a methodology whereby the more employment would be created? So it is we are working with a different mindset. I think we have to come out from our present compliance module where we offer very meager kind of incentive. So our volunteers, they always feel that whether that is not good enough for that. But I am very sure when 50% kind of reward will be offered, and see how much government will be getting. It will be many lakhs of crore. So then why the government should feel otherwise? And let me give one hypothetical situation about the traffic violation. Let's not move out, because we will go in real estate, we will go for the road construction, we will go in adulteration, we will go in blatant measures, we will go for wherever that kind of the crime is being taking place. So slowly the purpose of this kind of the initiative to modify your behavior, to modify or to really bring the ethics from the back door, technology door. So we are trying to really manipulate your behavior on positive side, because now society is not in position to change your behavior. Even the parents, we do not have that much influence on our kids. Media and everybody is pushing all kind of the negative things, all kind of the negative behavior. The people, those who are director of this kind of I will say serials, they themselves are of the debauched character, and they are putting that their own character in the form of serials. So everywhere you feel that all filth is being flowing. In this kind of the filth, we cannot really expect a good ethical behavior. So my system over the period of time, it will be really modifying their behavior. Say, let's talk of the pornography. Let's talk of this kind of the things. N number of websites are there. Technology can capture them in no time, and it is a crime. Prosecute them. So we will only block after prosecuting them. Now talk of the cyber crime. A person is throwing his net for thousands of the people. He is sending a phishing email to a number of the people. Sending a mail is a crime. It is an attempt and it is a crime. So if we are having a technology to prosecute all 3,000 people, 5,000 people, who will have the capacity to do this kind of the crime? If in a one go, I will be capturing all your evidences and I will prosecute in all 3,000 and 5,000 offenses, that too with certainty, would you dare to commit any cyber crime? At present, we are in a vicious circle when people are creating viruses, people are selling antivirus things. Creating virus would not be an option. Creating or doing a cyber crime would not be an option. Or committing a crime will not be an option. We would be creating that kind of the society. I hope by now I must be in position to convince you whatever I am saying. There is a force of technology, there is a force of the law, there is a force of my experience behind it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So now you have taken to the 4 more streams. We have talked only one stream, that is capturing of violation. In beginning, we will limit it to the traffic violations. Slowly, we will take it to the weight and measures. We will take it to the adulteration. We will take it to the even real estate, making inferior road, this, that. We will create n number of the very scientific modules that capturing of the evidence would be almost infallible with the lot of. So the people will not be in position to concoct evidence, but they would be certainly in position to capture evidences, and there will be compounding fees, so that lot of heavy things will come, and they will be the expert volunteers for expert crime. So doing even that kind of the white collar crime in future will not be an option. So now let's move out from the first revenue stream to the second revenue stream. Since we are committed to make the life of police officer a little more meaningful, better, so we are saying that we will not burden you with the technology, we will not burden you with the complexity. So we will give a investigation lead in a layman language, right? Now we are saying at present that police is having very heavy load of summons and warrant, and that all warrants and summons and court processes, they come to the police for execution. Now we will be de-burdening from them. So whosoever the nearest volunteer would be responsible, and the summons warrant, as I had already explained, will be executed almost in on real-time basis, and then they will get a revenue stream for that. So the second revenue stream will be for the execution of summons, warrant, and other legal processes. Then we are moving on to the third revenue stream. So we would be creating n number of experts, and that expert will not be government employees. There will be elaborate process of licensing, elaborate process of examination, and then they will get a kind of a tag of expert. And those experts will be providing the services, because we will be pushing a lot of process input to them, and they will be giving their opinion, which will be admissible in court of law under 45 section of Evidence Act. So these experts would be expert for giving first aid in the roads, and in the case of the road accident, they will be expert who will be doing search and rehabilitation in disaster situation. They will be experts of handwriting expert, they will be electronic expert, they will be forensic expert, they will be forensic medicine experts. And as we will go along, because we intend to create lot many compoundable offenses, so we will be keep on creating more number of experts. We will come out for a formal education for them. We will come out with a system of a normal licensing for them. We will come out with a system when they will be notified as expert, and then they will be getting very heavy revenue stream for doing the job which has been entrusted to them which has been entrusted to them. So with this, we come to the third revenue stream. Then there is a fourth revenue stream, that is tasking about the crime. So system knows a number of the things. So rather than burdening police, it will go to the nearest volunteer and will task them to collect certain evidences, and those evidences will be pushed. Based on their evidence, they will be getting fourth revenue. And these evidences will be better than police, because the statement made to the police, confession made to the police, everything is stands on very low footing in front of in the eyes of the court. But these independent volunteers, they will be enjoying all kind of advantage in court of law. So, and especially they will be inclined to do that, because present inconvenience of going and attending in court, that would also not be there. So you are having revenue without present inconvenience. So you will be all the more inclined to really do a good job for us, and thereby there will be fourth revenue stream by doing the task related to of the criminal investigation. So far we have not given any revenue for that. So the fourth revenue is coming for that. And fifth is most important revenue, since I am working not only Crime Free Bharat, I am working for N number of Bharat. We are working on 11 Bharat. So job and services rich Bharat, green, herbal, nutrition rich, medicine free, healthy Bharat, machinery, equipment and tool rich Bharat, creativity and innovation rich Bharat, Atmanirbhar and Samarth Bharat, underground rich Bharat, that milk rich Bharat. So it will be creating not only the milk, but rather it will focus on cow dung, because the I think how many of you are aware about the mythological things that all gods, they are in the cow? Have you seen that photograph?
Yes, sir. In temples.
Calendars which corroborate that mythological story, that the all gods, they occupy some part in cow body. So when people are or the gods were approaching cow for allotting some place, Lakshmi ji, she thought under ego, and she did not approach, right? When she felt that everybody else got some place, then she felt very bad, and she finally approached to Gai Mata, hey, kindly give me some place. So then cow said that, sorry, Mata, Lakshmi Mata, now there's no place. And finally, after some negotiation, Lakshmi ji got settled in cow dung. I hope you people know that as per the mythological story, Lakshmi ji sits in cow dung. And I think there's some intrinsic message to us. So more than cow milk, it is cow dung which is more important, which will be making or helping the country in green and herbal, nutrition-rich and healthy Bharat. And with the little more science and technology, I think you must be knowing that now n number of the microbes, their organism has been created. They are having the capability to capture nutrients from the air, and that they will be converting it into the soil. Have you heard about, say, some what is the technical name? Is there any biology student who can help me out? Say the dal, whether it is a moong or dal, they are having a different kind of the root. It is having different kind of the nodules, and that's moong and other, they are having the capability of extracting nutrients, and that nutrients goes into the soil. And the theory of crop rotation somewhere comes from there. So just like as the plants are doing fixation of nutrients from air to soil, now there are n number of microbes. I don't know whether you have heard about it or not. I have not only heard, I am using it, because I am having to farmhouse also. So it has changed the very quality of soil. हम लोग जो है ना सॉइल की सुगंध भरी खुशबू की बात करते थे, आजकल के जो है fertilizers and pesticide, उसने जो soil को it has made absolutely inert. And if I am having the liberty to say कि अब जो है ना मिट्टी में खुशबू आने की बजाय, सुगंध आने की बजाय केमिकल की बदबू आती है. So it is a time to reverse that process. So the system would be helping out each and every citizen, whatever they would be doing. So a revenue stream will be coming by the help of a citizen through our system. And we will be providing help to each and everybody. The system it is having basically 5 different portfolio. First portfolio is the security portfolio. Second portfolio is for catering your general need. When I talk of the general need, means you whatever the kind of app you are having, those all app will be integrated to serve your general needs. So if you want to order for food, or if you want to do the reservation, if you want to do the reservation of, or you want to call taxi, those features would be available in this app. Then it is going for serving your niche need. That is, the niche need will be served through the same which I have explained, the 5th revenue stream. So this app would be helping out to provide the end-to-end support to you through the startup, because we are committed to have the innovation and creativity. So n number of the app would be coming in for the system, and when n number of startup would be coming, so they will be generating a lot of revenue for you, especially for commercial tax for you. So that is a good story for you, a good situation, good story for you. And the 4th component which this app would be having the citizen, it will provide you the information after due betting what you need. So farmer को farmer की information देगा, businessman को businessman की information देगा. So just like it will be doing a smarter job than what Google is doing. So it will not give you just listed information. It will give you the information after the due betting. So that kind of the information would be coming. I hope with this 5 revenue stream, do you agree that per capita income would be changing? Because the 5th revenue stream will be very heavy, and it will be helping out each and everybody, whether it is a pan thela wala, he is a revdi wala, he is a patri wala, or whatever it is.
So basically, crime will stop because there will be a lot of people who will be supporting police, will be collecting evidences, and that in turn will reform the society. That is how I look at it.
Mr. Navneet, you are absolutely right. What precisely I am saying, if you really little contemplate on it, little think over it, you will agree that in time to come, it will be slowly will modify your ethical behavior, your general response and general behavior. And it will de-stress you, and it will make you a much more happy person. So it will make you more peaceful, more responsible citizen, and more peaceful citizen. Probably we will discover the new facet of our life, that is the happiness.
Yes, sir. Is any other participant who wants to speak, sir? We can ask the question.
Let me open it formally. So with this, I come to the end of my discourse to you. I hope you share my views. If you agree with me, I will be less benefited. So if you criticize me, if you come out with the gaps, probably you will be doing a better help to me, because then I can immediately fill those gaps, whether it is in technology, whether it is in my thinking, whether it is in technological modules, because everything is being created by me in with the participation of the academic institutions. So accommodating your suggestion is much easier for me. I really need not to look for approval from anybody. There is a last slide which is about how it will be beneficial to you people. So may I request you to go to the last slide? And someone may read out one by one, because I am unable to see it. Yeah.
Balaji or Nalini may read.
It is how it is relevant for us. So says this crowdsourcing of the information is one point. After that, we can track and execute. This will slowly majority offences would be made compoundable, and then revenue sharing of 50% would be a great attraction for healthy partnership with the informants or whoever it is. It will help in creation of business intelligence by cluster, hotspot, and route analysis. And since we take up this model, there will be no jail, and there is only partnership in nation building. These are the points the sir has given. So how it is relevant for the tax department or indirect tax department for us is.
As I can see it, sir, from our tax department, means that, see, there are a lot of evasion going on, a lot of people removing goods. Now anybody can capture a picture through his camera and send it to our department. It will be the system will register the matter. It will be not open for preventive or any other person to say no. Because if a truck has been caught moving out, and then the challan kind of thing is sent to that person, he has to pay duties. That is what becomes relevant for our tax department straight away.
What I am saying, not only capturing few photographs, but it will come out with the same kind of investigation strategy for you as we are doing for police. So probably we may even move beyond a simple picture. Probably we can wait for a while and look for the other evidences also, so that any denial or any kind of the pretense will not be possible at the end of the wrongdoer. And probably there will be again certainty of conviction in your case also. And we don't intend to send him to jail. So whatever we have to recover, including compounding fees, that will be recovered. And the compounding fees, 50% will go to the person who would be responsible for capturing it, whether it is an individual or whether it is a device. And more number of camouflaged devices will be around. So nobody will be knowing who is capturing, because we will not be requiring you. And since the data is not going in the hand of any private person, so privacy will not be issue, because the system or National Authority for Scientific Investigation and Detection of Crime, that will be guaranteeing that kind of the privacy to the citizen. So whenever we go that kind of the clandestine deployment of such kind of the gadget, where people will come and criticize on account of the privacy. So now the privacy is being guaranteed by the system. Hence, I feel there will be enough evidences that conviction even in tax cases would be a certainty. And realizing that there are infallible evidences in the hand of the tax department, majority of them, they would like to make the payment rather than taking it to the court, and that kind of the option probably will be more, I will say, uneconomical for them. Because even in the court, there will be conviction, then they have to undergo the delay, they have to undergo the fees of the court, and they have to pay through their nose to the lawyer also. So probably he would, as a sensible decision, he would like to avoid to make those kind of payments. So instantaneously, it will be creating revenue for the tax department. It will be creating huge revenue for the nation, and that I am of the very strong view that our growth rate will be somewhere touching more than 50% and maybe 100%, and probably in no time we would be in position to not only touch that 5 trillion economy. I am of the view we would be in position to touch an economy of the 15 trillion. I hope that probably I am talking too much about that, but I feel that 15 trillion economy would be well within our reach. Do you agree with me?
Sir, it is, we tend to agree, sir, because a large number of transactions in India are being underreported. There's a huge black economy, which is not getting reflected anywhere. So this economy,
this system is having 91 power of 91 because we are legally we are creating authority in the national authority, which will be having the requisitioning power. So wherever the system is thinking about any requisitioning, it will not go to the police officer for his signature. So when we will apply the same, we will be having the access to the banks and this, that, so all kind of the requisitioning would be possible. So we will be having a lot of corroboratory evidence which can be mapped together. So it is not only the few photographs, but n number of the things, movement related information, communication related information, bank related information, investment related information, and that will come in no time. And nobody can really dispute, because the privacy is guaranteed, number one. Number two, the moment the concerned person is not going the way, we will prosecute him for the violation of 91, and at the same time we will conduct the search and seizure, that too operation planned by our system. Because taking from the experience of Kashmir, I am planning the operations for the police. So the whatever the operation we are planning for the police, the same operation would be available for the commercial tax or income tax and other department also. And then with beaten, being put or harassed in the court of law, probably the job of you people will be becoming much easier in future.
should we invite questions, sir, in case anybody has a question?
Sure, kindly.
Yes. Nalini, you coordinate. If anybody has a question, you can raise the hand and then you take the question, or you unmute that person so that he can ask the question.
So some officer has suggested in the chat box, like apart from this sharing of this revenue sharing, you should give protection also. That is also very important, because that whoever gives information, their life will also be under threat, is what somebody has put in the chat box. That also should be ensured, is what you want to say. One Mr. Jacob has given this message, sir, in the chat box.
Mr. Jacob, what question does he have?
Certainly, for the benefit of the larger crowd, if you can really read it out, then it will be possible for me to really do a justice with the question.
Sir, I couldn't understand, sir.
Mr. Jacob can speak. Please unmute him.
Mr. Jacob and Mr. Nana, who had given in the chat box, kindly, if you want to say something, unmute yourself and give your opinion. Or any other officer who wants to speak, kindly unmute yourself and then.
Would you please read the chat box message?
Yes, I have just read this.
Please read it around so that the speaker can know it.
Mr. Jacob, you ask the question. Why you don't ask anybody? Please introduce yourself and ask what you want to say.
So I think
the text is not visible to me. That is why I am asking you to read it.
Okay. Somebody has messaged like, sir, in customs there is reward to informers, at least 10% of the seizure. There is also reward to officers who detect the case. But in spite of that, not many come forward to furnish information of smuggling. There should be protection to the informant more than what is available today. And unless the informer reveals himself, no government authority should reveal it to anybody, including the court. I think Mr. Rana might have given, like,
Jacob.
Jacob or Mr. Rana, I'm not sure.
And Jacob. Jacob. I only done like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so he has only given this message that it is like the informant should be given protection is what the message is. Like he has given this.
Okay. So, let me clarify on that. Basically, one of the basic incentive of or basic purpose of this whole scheme, we want to influence per capita income. So when government will be getting very heavy revenue, why we should feel shy of sharing 50%? I will not settle for anything less than 50% because that individual is getting only 50%, but the government will be getting 50% of every one of them. That will be, it will be in thousands of lakh crore. And why that kind of the money should not be distributed to the people, number one. Number two, let me come to the second part of the question, that is protection. When we are helping out police department to handle risky and violent criminal through the operational strategy, the system would be too happy to help out the commercial tax officer also to conduct their operation. Then if your department would like, we will come out with the operational strategy so that it will make your action much more safer, and probably taking law in the hand would not be possible for the criminal. And if they resort to any violent action, we can make some provision in law whereby it will invite much heavier penalty on them. So if say there will be X penalty if they resort any violent measure against the tax officer, then probably he has to pay 10x, that kind of thing. Because whatever he is doing for financial gain, and it is we must reply them to their in their terminology. So they will understand more if they will be having more financial burden on them, if they do any unethical behavior, if they do any violent behavior, if they do something which is not expected of them. And so I feel probably being violent to the tax officer or to the informer would not be any easy option for anybody. And especially in the light of 5 certainty, which I am already promising, probably with those 5 certainty, the present scenario will be drastically changed.
So I will elaborate what I think Mr. Jacob was saying, that since the evidence will be captured by a person, for example, I take a photograph and which shows that somebody was taking his truck out of the factory without payment of duty. Now I will get 50,000, okay, fine. But my identity should not be disclosed to that businessman. He should not know that I gave that information to the department. It should not be the system, but my name should not be.
I got the point. It is only providing any information to anybody only to the need basis. So what it is saying, it will not provide the information to police officer any raw data. So the same way it will say the raw data will not be made available to the tax officer. When the tax officer themselves will not be knowing the identity of the informer, he will be having absolutely no way to disclose the identity to any third person.
So when the photograph goes with the show cause notice or with the notice to the person, the node from which the photo was taken or who took the photograph, the identity of that person.
Let me put this way: when you have it is compoundable and the person is paying payment, then no identity need to disclose, right? But if we are prosecuting him in the court of law, then probably he will be one of the very important witness एंड हम लोगों ने अपने हाथों में चूड़ियां नहीं पहनी हुई हैं और उन्होंने कोई ऐसे बहुत बहादुर लोगों को नहीं रखा हुआ है, और बाय देन ऑल द क्रिमिनल्स दे विल बी सबड्यूड. सो फाइनेंशियल गेन के लिए वो आपके ऊपर अटैक करने वाले क्रिमिनल ही अवेलेबल नहीं होंगे. See, you have to read it in the light of the 5 certainty which we have already promised under crime free Bharat.
Yes, sir. Things
Then,
will improve and
because your own surrounding will change.
yes.
Whatever the doubts are there in your mind, that is as per the existing present situation. I am saying your present situation will be changed altogether, and you will be having a different Bharat, which will be crime-free Bharat, and it will be devoid of criminals also. तो वहां प्रकाश दुबे नहीं होंगे जो 8 जो है ना पुलिस वालों को सूट करें.
Yes. Nalini, any other question? See the chat box.
No, sir, that's all, sir. So the same thing, only one more person, Mr. Rana, has also expressed. There's no other question, sir.
Anybody else wants to ask anything? If there is no question, then should we come to close of the session? Sir?
Justice to the task given to me.
I think I will, Nalini, we should close this session in case there are no queries.
Yes, sir. Sir, shall we conclude, sir? Sir, shall we conclude, sir? Or shall
I think we can conclude. Yes.
Yes, sir. Sir, thank you so much, sir. You have taken us through the crime-free India. Like we can imagine how it could be, though it cannot be zero crimes, but how we can reduce by rehabilitating, and also with no jails. Like there is one literature in Tamil, sir, where in the olden days, this was exhibited, like people in the jails were given some teachings so that the crimes get reduced. The same thing we are repeating, I believe, sir, with sir's vision. If this thing comes in future, we'll be living in a better society, sir. Thank you so much for enlightening us, our officers. Like we are very thankful. On behalf of our principal ADG, I would like to say that sir has given us a very good lecture, so that we are able to implement it in our department also, sir.
And I would also like to say something, sir. Sir, basically what I can understand, and my officers will also understand, up till now the entire system was person oriented. If there is a good investigating officer, will investigate case. If there is a bad investigating officer, even a good case will turn bad. Now we are relying on system. The evidences will be captured by the volunteers, people who will be assured of certain money, and with this, the evidence is technically collected and collated through IT. The chances of a bad investigation goes down, and because of which there is a certainty of investigation, certainty of detection, and as sir pointed out, 5 certainties. With this, automatically the crime will come down. Yes, sir, I really thank you for sparing your time, sir. And this is something which can be implemented all across, sir. I'm truly convinced, and we'll also take it forward. We'll try to see how it can be done in our department, how we can involve citizens in giving us information, because presently a person has to come to the department, record his information, put his thumb and all that. Many people do not like to do that. But in case somebody can capture some information and puts it in our system straight away, and the person or the officer here is duty bound to investigate a lot of things. Like when the cameras were installed at the airports, a lot of things could change. With these words, I thank you, sir. And in case sir would like to say anything, sir.
Thanks a lot for giving me the opportunity to having interaction with a learned and experienced officer of Commercial Tax Department. I will request you, if it is possible, I would like to have an interface with the industrialists also, because I feel they should be in partnership with creation of that system. And unless we, each one of us would be benefited from it. So each one of us should have a sense of ownership about the system. So rather than it is if you go, if you see, the trademark says MSG's crime-free Bharat. I don't know whether you paid attention to it. Otherwise, if you go to, there's one channel, Crime-Free Bharat. It is a YouTube channel. So I would like to take this opportunity to request all of you to kindly join Crime-Free Bharat and on YouTube channel, and please spread the message so more and more people should join it. And that is a kind of a strategy whereby we would be in position to reach out to the people. And first of all, we would like to really ignite hope in them, because many of them, with their negative experience, they have lost faith in the system. They are highly cynical. They are highly cynical about the political system. They are highly cynical about the bureaucratic system, and they are highly cynical about the legal system also. So first of all, we have to ignite a ray of hope in every one of us. So I sincerely request you, if you can send send this link to everyone and they can join, and let industrialists, all citizens, everybody should join it.
Yes.
If that happens, it will strengthen this cause. Second prayer which I would like to make, if possible, as I have spoken to your officer, if we can speak to the industrialists, those who are paying commercial tax to you. So if some important industrialists, they can join hand. And my focus at that time would be how it will be beneficial to them, and how they can contribute, and can they be honor of this concept.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We'll definitely look into it, because all the industrialists, sir, they are not tax evaders. A person becomes a tax evader when he sees the person around him evading tax. If we can encourage a compliant tax system, it will be better for all. Thank you. With these words, sir, I thank you once again, and we'll definitely arrange some such meeting in very near future. Thank you, sir.